Hello everyone, welcome to Biblical Prepping. I'm Judith Garten and this is the prepper portion. I am really grateful you guys are all here today. It is actually afternoon, not morning. I normally do the videos in the morning. However, today I got a little bit of a surprise. The UPS guy came a day early. If you're a part of my Facebook page, you know how unusual that is because oftentimes it seems our delivery people go all the way around our state before coming into it. So for us to actually get a shipment arriving early, it's a really great thing. And in that box today was something I was really looking forward to arriving. It is this box. This box is from a company called Comfify. I love the name Comfify. It's a company that wants you to have great comfort for your home. And this is a bamboo bread slicer. Now, every time I place an order with like Amazon, Walmart, I try to throw in like one little thing that's less expensive that we need for the home or the kitchen or whatever, just so that we have those things that we kind of like to have but don't always remember to budget for. So I throw in one or two little things here and there. I actually not too long ago got a bench scraper. I'm going to also do a review on that as well in the future, and I really love it. It's a no-name bench scraper, and it's just wonderful. So I will be doing a review on that. But this came today, and I was really, really grateful. I haven't had a chance to bake a new loaf of bread yet, but I will have to do that in the next 24 hours anyway, so that we have it for the weekend. And I will videotape exactly how well it works with an entire loaf of bread. But here, let's do the unboxing. When this arrived, it was inside another large box, which was really awesome. It protected the entire bamboo bread slicer completely, which I really loved, but this package was also shrink wrapped. So the company ensured that this product was protected from moisture. I loved that. That meant that none of the wood or bamboo was going to come damp or in any way damaged. So once I removed that plastic cover, I have to confess, I couldn't wait for just the unboxing here. I had to do it myself one time already, so I'm going to walk you through what I did. I removed the plastic cover, then I popped the box open, and inside, actually wrapped originally in bubble wrap, was the bread slicer. But in addition to the bubble wrap, the bread slicer was also shrink wrapped so that it did not get affected by any moisture. On top of the bubble wrap were these very simple basic instructions written in English, which I appreciated, and it is so simple to use. Now, this is not my first rodeo. I have owned bread slicers like this before. I owned one originally that was wood. It did not break down in any way. It did not fold, and over time it got damaged. I'll show you how in a few minutes as we unfold this. So I was excited when I saw this one on Amazon. It was very inexpensive. It was only, so I tossed it in the cart with some other items that we needed. Here's how easy this one is. It is wonderful. It is roughly about 2 inches thick, maybe 2.5 inches thick, not a full 3, which means it will store easily in any cupboard in your kitchen, and it will store flat. I'm excited about that. So here, let's go setting it up. This is really cool. I love this. I'm sorry. Ready? This part here is called the guide board. So we're going to set that here. This part is your crumb tray. I think this is probably one of my favorite parts of the bread slicer because my previous ones simply had a flat board underneath them or a flat piece of plastic underneath them. It did not have a crumb tray, and you still ended up with crumbs all over the counter. This is supposed to catch all my crumbs. I can't wait to find out if it does. But here's the slicer. Well, how does it work? It's so simple. This piece pops down and you just pop it up. And the second piece will do the same, but first I want to show you this little thing right here. It's a notch. This part locked into place as soon as it pops up. It locks right into place. To release it, you simply push and allow it to fall down gently. And that's how it will fold back up. So the second piece pops up, and now you have your bread slicer. And look at that. Isn't that wonderful? You place this directly into your crumb tray. Your bread will sit on this centerpiece here, and you take your bread guide, and you may have to push the side pieces in just a tiny bit to get the bread guide to properly fit. And there you go. So easy. Then you put your bread in here and you slice it. Some of the things I absolutely love. I wrote down, well, first let me tell you the cons. All right. What I hate about this, I'm not sure which cupboard I'm going to put it in. That's the only thing I hate. I have so many things in the cupboards. I'm not sure where I'm going to store it yet. But because it stores flat, it's not going to be that big of an issue. And I'm really excited to find a special place for this close to where we normally, on the island, slice our breads. So it'll probably go in one of these cabinets under the island. The things I love that you can cut different sized slices. You can easily take your bread knife and slice a slice just as thin as this. Or you can slice a little bit thicker if you really want a chunk of bread. It is wonderful. I noticed as I was playing with this earlier that this has actually some really key features that are important to point out. Number one, it has adjustable slicing built in directly to it. Right here, the first 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces. These will give you the same exact size. So you will end up with 5 slices the same. Now I will point out that the next ones are going to be a little bit thinner. The next 6 slices are thinner than the first 5. And the next 5 after that, the final 5, are even thinner. So if you want very thin slices, you're going to want to make sure you move your bread guide from place to place to slice exactly what you're looking for. I also noticed that my bread knife is kind of small in comparison. So I am looking at new bread knives, and as I go through, I'm going to have to make sure that I get one that's bigger than this because I need one to go this full width. Now, one of the things I love about this is this may be wide enough for a lot of sourdough loaves and not just for a standard loaf. That is really important as more and more people are getting into cooking artisan breads. That will be a key feature people are going to really enjoy. This is a wider width than any of the other ones I've ever owned, which is another plus for me. So it will be great for slicing all of those breads. Now, I do have one small heel left in the bowl to show you just here right now. And then as I bake a new loaf of bread, I will also show you how to slice that whole loaf. You will see how easy it is to use this. I am so excited to try this. It should be so easy to clean up and wipe down with no problem. It ought not to even be need to get into the wash at all. It is that easy to clean. I have a little heel. It's a very small piece of bread left. I am going to try and slice this on the very thin settings using the bread guide. We're going to give it a shot. We'll see how this goes. Now, if you notice, this is a standard loaf of bread baked in this Pampered Chef bread pan. I just baked this bread a day or two ago, and it was baked, like I said, in this pan. So you see how thin it is in comparison. When you see a sourdough loaf in here, you'll see the greater amount of interior space that will be taken up. For right now, I'm just going to give this a shot, and we are going with the flow here. And oh, my bread moved out a little bit. I did notice that. All right, so we have slice number 1. I hope you can see that well enough. It's a little thin on one side, thick on the other. And that is partially due to the fact that my knife does not go all the way through. So you will want to make sure that you have a knife that goes all the way through to the other side. Now, if you'll see, my fingers are in the way there. Let's follow the bread guide and see what we can do here. Trying to get that bread the same width all the way down. I'm gonna need that new bread knife, because this was a disaster. Now, I mentioned earlier that this is not my first one, and that I did own a wooden one before. The wooden one I had before simply sat up like this. It did not fold down. And because it sat up, these prongs, some of them broke off. Now, I also owned one that was made out of a clear, heavy plastic of some kind that was BPA free. I owned that one at one point in time as well, and these also broke off of that one, which really was a big problem, because then you can't exactly slice even slices. So this one, once we're done slicing a loaf, I can just simply take out the bread guide. I can pick up the top, pop down the sides. As simple as that. Take your bread guide and lay it in this direction. Pop this on top and put it in the cupboard, or the cupboard, or the cupboard, or who knows where it's going to end up. It is so simple. You could, the box is sturdy enough, if you wanted to, store it for extra protection inside of your box. But cardboard boxes do not last forever, so I don't know how long that will last you. In the meantime, if you're looking for a really awesome bread slicer, I would definitely recommend the Comfify, Comfort for Your Home, Bamboo Bread Slicer. It's perfect for the kitchen. Blessings and shalom.